The World Cup starts today, and I'm going to go through my predictions for who's going to win this year's FIFA World Cup. We'll start off with Group A, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal and the Netherlands. And actually, I think this is one of the easier groups to predict. I do think that actually Qatar are better than people are going to give them credit for, but I still think they're going to finish bottom of the group. So they'll come in 4th place. I think the Netherlands should go on to win the group, but Ecuador and Senegal, I think it's a toss-up as to who comes second. It's going to come down to that match where they play against each other. For me though, I think Senegal will have enough about them to get through that group, with Ecuador coming in 3rd. I think the fact that Mane is not going to play for them in this World Cup means it's going to be a bit more difficult for them to get past Ecuador, but I think they should be able to do it. Moving into Group B, England, Iran, USA and Wales. And again, I think top and bottom are relatively simple to predict. I think Iran will unfortunately come bottom. England should be coming top. There's the big possibility of banana skins, but they should have the quality to win that group. And then again, it's quite tough for 2nd and 3rd place. It will come down to the result between the two teams. But I think the US should just have enough to get past the Welsh. Now, of course, you can't underestimate Wales. They did so well in the European Championships a few years ago. They've got a decent squad, but I think America really developed recently, and I think they will take 2nd place. Today's video is brought to you by the One Football app, the best football app out there to keep up to date with all the latest football news, scores and updates from around the world. And of course, they're going to be covering the World Cup in depth. They've got match reports for every single game, and of course you can follow your favourite nations, follow along the tournament, check out the tables, check out the scores and know everything that's going on in the World Cup. It's the one place to be if you want to keep up with absolutely everything. And you can download the app for the top line of the description for absolutely free. As for Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico and Poland. Again, I feel like the top and bottom teams are getting easier to predict. We've got Saudi Arabia coming in 4th place. Argentina should win it. But I think Mexico are going to have enough to get past Poland. I think they usually do pretty well in World Cups. I think they go under the radar a little bit from European fans, and I think they should have enough to get past the Polish. Heading into Group D, France, Australia, Denmark and Tunisia. France should hands down win that group comfortably. But then it's quite tricky because I think all 3 teams could probably actually get through that. However, I think I'm going to put Denmark in 2nd, Tunisia 3rd and Australia 4th, but it could go any way in that group, I feel, but Denmark should have the quality in the team to actually get past everyone. Heading into Group E, you've got Spain, Costa Rica, Germany and Japan, and I think this one is an easy banana skin for Spain and Germany if they're not careful. I mean, Germany felt it in the last World Cup against Japan, but you look at the squads and you look at the depth and you look at the experience in there, and I do think that Spain should come out on top, and it should be Germany in 2nd, and probably Japan 3rd and Costa Rica in 4th place. But I feel like I'm putting down Costa Rica a little bit. They've got some really, really good players. And of course, you go back to the 2010 World Cup. They won the group with England, Italy and Uruguay. 2014, of course, not 2010. 2014 in Brazil. So maybe I'm just sleeping on Costa Rica and I'm being really harsh on them, but I think that should be how the group finishes up. Into Group F, Belgium, Canada, Morocco and Croatia. And again, I think this one's fairly simple to predict. Belgium and Croatia going through. Belgium should be winning the group. I think Morocco come in 3rd place and Canada finish bottom of the group. Great for them to get to the World Cup, but I don't think they've got the quality or depth in their squad to get past these other nations. Group G, I feel is a really tricky one. I think it's pretty easy to say that Brazil will go on to win the group, but out of Serbia, Switzerland and Cameroon, I have no idea which way around this one is going to go. But I'm going to say there's a surprise. I'm going to say Cameroon pull through with Serbia in 3rd and Switzerland rounding up in the bottom position. Could be completely wrong on that one, but it's a really tight group outside of Brazil, and I'm very excited to see those games. And the final group, of course, is Group H. You've got Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay and Korea. Sadly for Korea, I think they'll come bottom of that group, but of course you can't sleep on Korea. They did really well back in the 2002 World Cup, although now it is completely different players 20 years on. I think, on paper, Portugal should have enough to go through. However, I am going to predict something a bit bold here, and I'm going to say they've had a banana skin, and I think they're going to mess things up a little bit. They'll come 3rd, Ronaldo out of the World Cup, and Uruguay top the group with Ghana just behind them. So that then brings us to the quarterfinals, and that means that the first game going on in the quarterfinals is the Netherlands versus the USA. And for me, the Netherlands should have enough about them to get through that result. So they head into the first quarterfinal, where they will take on either Argentina or Denmark. And it'll be a tight game, but I think Messi takes it. I think Argentina will go through into that first quarterfinal. The next two games to go into the next quarterfinal are Spain v Croatia and Brazil v Ghana. And for me, I think the one that's easier to predict is Brazil beating Ghana. Spain and Croatia is tough, but I'm going to go for Spain. I think they take it against Croatia, which is harsh on Croatia potentially, but I think Spain will have the quality in that big tournament to get themselves there. The next two fixtures for the next quarterfinal draw is England v Senegal, which England should be winning. You know, I've got the England shirt on right now, I know, but England should be beating Senegal. And France v Mexico, well, for me, France take that all day, every day. And then the final round of fixtures for the final quarterfinal, Belgium v Germany and Uruguay v Cameroon. For me, Belgium will take that victory over Germany. They'll be knocked out in that round of 16. And then I think Uruguay have enough to get past Cameroon. So back to the top for our quarterfinals, Netherlands v Argentina. I reckon Argentina will have enough about them to win that game. And in their semi-final, they take on either Spain or Brazil. And for me, Brazil will win that, setting up an incredible World Cup semi-final of Argentina versus Brazil. On the other side of the draw, though, England and France, Belgium and Uruguay. Well, for me, I think Belgium beat Uruguay. I mean, obviously, I want England to win this World Cup, but if England come up against France in the World Cup, it's not happening. England are not beating France in the World Cup. France's team is just absolutely insane, and it's not going to happen. And so then we get to our semi-finals, Argentina v Brazil, which would be absolutely incredible, but I think Brazil take it. I think they get there, and I think France will get the better of Belgium, setting up a Brazil-France final. But imagine that, two massive rivals and neighbours in their continents taking on each other in the semi-finals of a World Cup. I think Brazil v France would be an incredible final. Of course, it would be a repeat of the 1998 final, which France won. And personally, I think that Brazil are going to go on to win the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. I think in that final, they'll be a bit more used to the conditions. I think it will play to their style a little bit more. And I think they've got a great team this World Cup that should have enough about them to pick up the 6th world title for the Brazilians. Now, maybe you think I'm completely wrong with this World Cup prediction. Well, you can make your own predictions on the Sporting app. Actually, people in my Discord found this app and they told me to sign up and join their league, which they've aptly named the TomFM League, which is very kind of them. They could have named it anything because they made it, but they called it the TomFM League. So I've made an account on this app and I'm going to predict scores throughout the World Cup. We're not sponsoring this video or anything like that. It's just that a few of you guys in the Discord, link down in the description to join that one, came up with the idea and thought it would be a good idea to make a league. So if you want to get involved in that one, there'll be links in the description and for the Discord as well. But there are, of course, a ton of world stars that aren't going to the World Cup this year, the likes of Erling Haaland and Salah, for example. But what if they were all put in the exact same team together and played in the World Cup together? Could they go on to win it? We can find out in this video on screen right now.